Welcome back. Let's talk about the first team, the creme de la creme.
Look at that creme all on the table there. I'm going to need a napkin for that creme that was spilled out.
Nice. You a la Brian Pena made that weird quick. Thank you. So let's get going. 2 Foot Snipers players, rightfully so, a team that played in the finals this year against the Situation. And kicking it off with McCoy Wood in the outfield. Fantastic all-around player. I'll say it short and sweet.
I was told at the beginning of the season by, I believe it was George Kyrgitis, that the one player I should, because I've never been to a circuit tournament, so the one player that I should watch is McCoy, and I made it an effort to watch as much as I could when I was out there, and he has poise, he has skill. I can't wait for Raptor, because I believe he's bringing rumors Panic Attack to...
They are a signed-up team.
Yeah, I can't wait, so...
That's like that name, McCoy Wood.
Yeah.
God, what a stout name. Very strong.
He brings the McCoy Wood.
Yeah. Like didn't we try to? I think we tried to come up with a name of the real McCoy at one point, and it didn't take off. I'm gonna bring that back for a Raptor season. A real McCoy.
Sounds like a great name from the movie Tombstone.
Oh, I love Tombstone too.
I'll be your husband.
Right up there with Ball Dome.
Ball Dome.
Where's my steak, Ball Dome?
Yeah, God, man.
Sorry.
You know my name's not really Ball Tongue. Yes, we know that Ball Tongue. Just
Go get me a beer, Ball Tongue.
It is your username on Waka.com or Kickball.com.
Yeah.
I'm a bad person.
But to speak to,
But McCoy Wood's a good kickball
to speak to
player.
McCoy Wood, yes, he's one of the best all-around players there is. I mean, he, he's not only a great player, great coach, bringing on captaining Panic, and you want to see some good kickball. Watch, when the Situation and Panic play each other. If you don't have me playing at that time, or even if you are, just steal some glances. That's always a matchup that you want to watch. These two teams are going to go at it, and he's a big reason why Panic has a lot of success right now.
All right, and his teammate. Did you have more?
Well, just reading the write-up there is, in fact, 2011 he was voted National Player of the Year by Kickball's 365.com community.
I guess.
I don't know what the merits are for that, but I mean to be voted as National Player of the Year and to be so humbly have him a part of the Waka Peninsula, it kind of gets me feeling a little good right there. The real
Gives you
McCoy.
the warm and fuzzies.
Yeah, man. He's a good man.
Like a night out with Ball Dome.
Yeah.
Jimmy Wilcox, utility player for Foot Snipers, making the first team. The magician himself, guy I saw play a lot of first base in the playoffs, the tournament, which I'd never seen him play before, but speaks to his ability to make this first team as a utility player.
It's funny to kind of watch the progression of Jimmy Wilcox from the start to where we are at now in the All Peninsulas, because he was consistently an All Peninsula pitcher.
That he was.
And it seems like he's in his twilight years of his career that he has progressed to a utility player. But don't let that fool you. The man is still a phenomenal player in any position. If he wants to get back on that mound, he can. And I have no doubt in my mind that he would still be All Peninsula in the running for pitcher. But it just shows the versatility that he has to take a little backseat if he wants to and play first base, play outfield if he needs to. So just a good vote right there for Mr. Jimmy Wilcox.
I honestly know him more from the bar than I actually know him from on the field. We didn't play him. Or didn't play them during the fall this year. That was one of our rain-out weeks. But just reading the write-up, it says how many players could be asked to lead off for their team one week and then asked to clean up the next week. That's impressive.
There's range on offense.
Yeah.
And the same happens on defense. He plays first base. He plays. He can still pitch with the best of them. He's a charger, and you can throw him in the outfield. And I'm sure he's got the experience to do that as well. And like I said, lead off or kick away. This guy has tools for anywhere in your lineup, anywhere on the field, just about. So, well deserving of first team. All Peninsula for utility player.
He was wearing headbands before I was, FYI.
Yeah, old school.
He was wearing headbands before headbands are cool.
Damn right.
And then in the outfield for the first team, Mr. Josh Waldrop this season claiming his second straight Wentworth Cup trophy, registered trademark of Brent Wentworth.
5 times.
Yeah.
5 times.
But now Josh, I don't know how many times Brent were here. He would have exact tabs on who has won how many championships. But I know Josh at least has 2 and claimed his second with the situation this past year, playing primarily as an outfielder. But once again, a guy who, I think kind of like we talked about Jimmy, who now out there in the outfield just shows how good of a team that is, and then how loaded they are with talent. And then he is just another talented, I'm saying this a lot now, but good all-around player. And pretty good dude, too.
Yeah. I've got to know Josh pretty well over the years, probably the past 3 seasons, and it was really hard to see him not on the 5 o'clockers this year. When I think of 5 o'clockers, I think of Josh and Brittany Travis. Those are the first 2 people that pop into my head. But just would I echo you the whole time? All-around good player, great speed, great kicker. I mean, he can do anything. Line drive, kick away, bunt. What if you pick up Josh, you can have him put anywhere in the lineup, and you can put him in any position almost and get positive returns. So just very versatile for him.
I mean, he really is kind of the epitome of effortless, it seems to me. He's all over the place in the outfield. I play outfield, so anytime a ball's in the air, headed that way, I'm automatically affixed on the ball. And even if he's not playing that side of the field, he's gonna be there. Whether he's making the play or not, he is there. He fills all those gaps in the outfield. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, the key word here is effortless. He has so much range out there in the outfield, and he makes it look like he's just strolling in the park. He'll get to a line drive, wait before it hits the ground, and catch you off guard with what you think was a great kick before he gets there. So he definitely deserves recognition once again for first team All Peninsula in the outfield. Great offensive weapon, of course, as well. Put him anywhere I line up and it works out.
Big weapons. The first burning bridge on the first team, a lady, Miss Jennifer Jen Tull. I have a special place in my heart for the redheads, but she's one who she's a killer at the plate. I think I don't remember what game it was, where I was left wondering late in the game who they had coming up in the lineup. Someone told me they had a girl, and I was like, they're in a tough spot. I saw it was Jen Tull, and I said, don't worry about it. No concern here. It's like putting, anyone else on any of these teams up there. She's going to do what she needs to do. She did. Wish I could remember what game, what situation, but I know she got on base in that spot, and I gave a smug smirk of I told you so, as if I had done something. But great player who's showed up on the scene last season and has gotten that respect and recognition she so well deserves.
I feel like that I was on the opposite end of that game that you were talking about. Because I remember Jen Tull coming up to play, and I've heard the name Jen Tull, and I was like, is this Jen Tull? Is this not Jen Tull? I don't know. I'm just going to pitch.
That's part of her mystique.
I know, man. I was like, and me too. I'm like, I'm just going to pitch it. I don't give a fuck. And then the next thing you know, this girl just line drives it, between me and the first base. And I was like, who the fuck is this? And it's like, oh, that's Jen Tull. I was like, damn it. Had somebody told me that was Jen Tull, I would not have pitched it that way. I would have tried some other shenanigans, but
I would have tried to be better.
I would have walked her. I mean, maybe. I don't know, but it's just...
No walk, well rock.
You don't intend to walk anybody.
I would have told Rick that's Jen Tull.
And this person, and this person.
Yeah. I don't walk... I don't make... That's another conversation. I'm told to walk people, and I want a spot on the team, so I listen to my orders.
Okay.
That's it. But yeah, phenomenal offensive player.
How would Wentworth pitch short?
What's that?
How would Wentworth pitch
He
short?
would just cry.
Wentworth. I think I pitched great against Jen Tull. I mean, I don't think going back for seasons and seasons, I don't remember her ever getting on base against me.
Well, for the entire calendar year of 2012, I spoke praises of Jen Tull because I remember when she came in with Burning Bridges, and then I had the opportunity, obviously, this entire year in 4 different teams, 4 different leagues, whatever, 4 different seasons. I've never not seen her botch something offensively. She's up at the plate, and you kind of hold your breath every time she's up there because she's going to make a play. Her offensive capability is amazing. Plus, she is an amazing base runner. I've seen the awareness of her on base paths, take an extra base quietly, not even realize that she's out of nowhere in scoring position.
You can attribute those offensive skills to being a former soccer player as well. She can kick with the best of them. You don't see a lot of ladies put at the top of people's lineups on teams, whether it be for having a little faster guy at the top or someone with a stronger leg. She's consistently at the top of the lineup for the Bridges and for for her team in that other league that we won't talk about. But just offensive skills are just ridiculous. You count her as someone you fear regardless of sex or position. She's just a monster out there when you're throwing the ball her way. So she definitely deserves kudos for it again. And I imagine if she keeps it up, she's going to be first team for a long time. Mm-hmm. She's that dangerous. So And next up, George.
All right, I'm doing work.
I'll get it right here. Next up,
Eric Stevens,
yes,
catcher for JFK, making a second, as far as I know, a second straight appearance in the first team spot, I believe. Once again, if I had Brent Wentworth here to spot check me, he'd be all over that. But the Pirates
actually third.
Yeah, anchoring that league-leading and historic JFK defense. The guy we joked about Jesse Jones' intensity, not Jesse Rogers' intensity earlier. We joked about Mark Flores' intensity. I don't joke about this guy's intensity. It's no laughing matter because I wouldn't be surprised if he goes home and has just grass stains and burns all up and down his body just from throwing it all over the field, getting after every single ball. For some of it, well, he's probably older than I or we are, but
mid-range.
But he makes you feel old watching him go out there and play.
Keith, go ahead. Yes, sorry. I love when you take over the segment.
He literally, we've talked already about a couple people who sacrificed life and limb to get to that ball, to make that play. I think he has to be number one on that list. I've seen him make plays that I don't think anybody else can make. I've seen him dive, flip, roll, face smash. I mean, even his picture on Peninsula, he looks like he's about to. Yeah, he looks like he's about to do something that is going to make me open my mouth and go, holy crap. It's amazing what he can do defensively. And I don't even pay attention to him offensively because I'm so focused on how he catches the way he does.
When I first got into the league and I noticed Eric Stevens, I was like, I do not like this guy. I'm very upset with him. And then either A, I talked to him at the bar multiple times, or B, he cut his hair, or all the above. And as I got to know him, and I decided he's a really good person and an even better kickball player and an even better person. Like how you put the math on that, I don't know. But he was my first ballot catcher. When I got the ballot in, I said Eric Stevens, number one, is the catcher. Whoever else is number two, I'll go through and start figuring it out. But Eric Stevens was my number one for all Peninsula, and I've never seen this guy take a play off, ever. Like, this man is always there on point, 100% of the time. Like you guys mentioned, the diving catches, but also a lot of the motivational stuff that, he talks to everybody in the outfield, he talks to the pitcher, he talks to the first baseman, everybody needs to be on this set play, and it's tremendous.
The pitcher don't need talking to.
He does need talking to, and the pitcher, as I will tell you, does not need to be talking to. I know what I need to be doing. Shaw knows what he needs to be doing. Keith, when he's on the mound, he knows what he needs to be doing. But when you hear from Eric Stevens, when you hear from Eric, and George with your phenomenal ERA, you know what you're doing. But when he tells you something, you kind of get in, all right, yeah, you're right, because this man has that experience, that man has this intelligence for the game, and if I had to pick a catcher to pitch with and be comfortable with, it would be Eric Stevens all the way, 100% for as long as I've been playing. Like, he would be number one.
Yeah,
And that
he's
won't
a
change.
he's a luxury to play with. You know, that guy has a motor that just doesn't stop. We'll start off the gate. Say we're playing in the playoffs, and you know, JFK's notorious second place outings up until this year was he was playing at catcher at least 85% of those innings, if not more. He just get in beginning of the day and just keep going. He never looks tired. He's always buzzing his butt. He's the first person to criticize himself. He makes a mistake, and he just, you know, he doesn't get so hard on himself that he takes himself out of the game because the next play he's diving head first at the ball again. He's actually got a play somewhere. It's probably buried on the page now, where in circuit play he goes after a ball, catches it, lands square on his head, and rolls over and made the catch. He clinched that ball. He did not want to let that go. It's just a testament to what he does out there.
Not even makes the catch, but stands up like, what's next? Like it doesn't even phase him.
He's a great teammate to play with, and you know, a luxury to play with someone that good. Maybe no better person deserving to be number one at his position in all Peninsula.
I agree.
Then let's talk about another one of his teammates, a former teammate of mine who I love dearly. Sorry. Mr. Dom Smith. On here it's Dominique, which I maybe I knew him as for a week or two when trying to. Anyway, Dom, an excellent ice skater, an excellent person, a good-looking fella, and
Very good looking.
he is. If I could, I won't tell you what. Anyway,
Super sweet guy.
all right, I'll say it. Fine. Last season,
He's like a kickball Kevin Hart.
don't no.
He has the same size.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. He's tiny.
No, he's not.
Much taller than Kevin Hart.
Anyway, I'll say
That's a very big comparison, though.
when in past spring, in the lead up to our game with Chevy Gangsters, Emily admitted to me that we're playing that team with the hot guys on it, and she was not referring to me. Dom, as if your head needed to get bigger, among others, but that still hurts me to this day. But you know, I still love the guy because great teammate who, and another funniest, he's a great player, and I'll get to all that. But Dom, who we couldn't get to barely say a word when he played for Kick-Ass, now you can't get the dude to keep his mouth shut. He loves talking.
Penis in the background, like.
But dude backs it up, so it's
Every time.
okay, and he's fun-loving, and he's never I would call trash, but he just loves to talk.
Yeah.
So I just love hearing him out there on the field, even if he's giving you a bunch of lip about whatever's going on in the game.
It's not his trash talking is not about how bad you're doing. It's just about how much better he would do at what you're doing.
It's sincere. It's not even. It's just
He's just informing you.
It's just to do my best Brent Wentworth impression without the voice. To throw out some stats, it says here if he's going to be the first Peninsula All Peninsula Charger, JFK set the record for defense allowing only 0.73 runs per game. He was a Charger on that team. He let less than one run cross that plate. Obviously, a lot of people had a lot to do with it, but Charger being like the position in the field, main defense, that speaks volumes. That is an incredible statistic right there.
So let's talk about someone else on that JFK defense. Miss Jillian Sims, who will get the totally unbiased opinion from Mr. Shaw last, but she plays as good as she looks. Am I right, guys? Woo! Yeah. No,
All that yoga.
and she should change her name to All That Yoga.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Jillian, all that
Yeah.
yoga.
All right, thank you. But on the kickball field, she is all that. At the plate, in the field, on the sideline. I mean, and I say this like I said about Giselle. Just look at this picture. I'm just like, I just want her as my kindergarten or my kickball coach too. So positive, and then she goes out there and takes care of business like no one else here can. And I hate to do this and again talk about an old season, but I saw her make one of the more phenomenal plays that not female. Any player has made in the infield on a diving grab last year in the tournament. It's just, I'm okay with it. But and now I just expect that from her. So That's all I'll say about Jill Sims.
I think a lot about Jill for this season was the improvement in the offensive game. For as much as I know Jill, and I know you, Shaw, and I love both of you guys tremendously. Jill, I felt was a little timid at the plate in years past, but man, did she step her game up this year. I mean, in any situation that Jill was in, she was able to bunt, do a line drive that she needed to do, got on base. I think she worked me multiple times when I played against JFK. It was terrible. But, just the improvement in the offensive game. She already had the defensive game. Bumped her up into this first team all Peninsula, and just really tremendous job and just the improvement. And I really think she can hold this position for years to come.
She's literally the first female that comes to mind when you think all Peninsula, if you're asking me.
Agreed.
She's the first person that I think of. And it's defense, it's offense, it's attitude, it's personality, it's everything. She is the epitome of what you want in a kickball player, because she's aggressive, she's fast, she has the mindset to not only be out in the field and make the play, but be on the bases and make that play. It's just, she is probably the smartest kickball player I know. Hands down.
High praise. I don't even have to go unbiased.
I love you, baby.
In my very biased opinion, I think she's the best girl in the league, and that's just seeing her progress from what she's been doing.
Ooh.
It is
sets up our next player.
It's honestly, she did ballet for 13 years. That's all the sporting experience she's ever had before playing kickball. And she's coming to kickball, and in a short, 3 years has become not only one of the best defensive girls, but one of the best offensive girls. And not just bunting and running it out, but like you said, kicking away and getting on. It's just real easy to rely on her to do whatever we need her to do when we're playing on different teams with her. So, biased, unbiased opinion, she's number one.
I'd accept that as an unbiased opinion.
Yeah.
Fair statement all around.
The Sparrow.
Yeah,
The Sparrow.
You're rocking with the Sparrow, and I can only follow the clock. The next lady on the when you think about the first woman, when you think about all Peninsula kickball, I agree with you. And the second woman I think of, coming right here.
Oh, really?
Really? I mean that.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, go on.
I mean,
You don't even open up to interpret.
all right, wait.
Oh, no, I mean that. Just shut the fuck up, Bob Rockman.
Wait, what amendment? The second and third women I think about when I think about.
Now I know this is all
Well played.
a fallacy.
Jill second, Katie third. We don't know who's first. Miss Katie Lytle this year is switching over with the breakup of the Jaggernauts, going over to Burning Bridges, rounding out what is perhaps with Jen Tull, Kim Morgan among others, I'd say one of the best female lineups I've ever seen around. But Katie, as Matt well knows, a woman who will take your pitch and send it where she wants it. She doesn't care what you're throwing her way. And then just, sometimes you gotta light her up.
Sometimes
She'll
you
do it
gotta
for you.
It's true.
Stealing that transition, making Will Brock go last here. But had the pleasure of playing with her in circuit as well. She is not only a great player, a great captain. She knows a whole lot when she gets out there. Situations come up. She's got the experience to tell you what you need to be doing. She's got the heart to make the play when she's out there defensively. And you couldn't ask for a better teammate just cheering you on when she's not out in the field. So certainly well deserving. And it's number one.
Yeah. 1A and 1B, or however you want to preface it.
2A, 2B.
I will have the pleasure of being on the same team as her coming into Raptor this year. So I can only imagine what it's going to be like as I'm going through the lineup. And I mean this in the utmost respect, that as I'm going through the lineup, I'm scanning what males we have on the team, what females we have on the team, and I could accidentally put Katie Lytle into that male category, because as far as skill goes, kicking and defense, she doesn't compute into that list of well, where do I put this female? Where is she best at? Katie Lytle can do it. Defensively, offensively, she is there. She is solid. She is incredible.
Sir?
Your turn.
Oh, man. Crack the knuckles here. Yeah, to answer your question, it was a line drive, and Troy should have caught it, but he didn't, and you want to know...
Don't you dare blame Troy!
Why he didn't catch it.
Don't you do it!
Was the power that she had behind that ball.
Okay.
And, she can bunt with the best of them, but she can also kick away if it needs to be, as Keith has mentioned, when he's going to put it in for a line for beast mode. So, phenomenal offensive player. Defensive player, a lot of times she lines up in the outfield. We had jokes where I would stare her down if she were ever to drop a ball. Not because, she's my girlfriend and I would kill her, in a car somewhere secretly Chris Brown style, but just the fact that she should catch that ball. Why are you not catching that ball? So we would have those conversations. But the best thing about Katie is this, after she would watch a Rumspringa game, because she had to mandatorily stay and watch me play because, I was her ride or vice versa, is that she'd say, in this situation you need to do this, in this situation, why didn't this person come around here and do this? That's just messed up. And I was like, you know what, you're right. And I was like, why don't I have this person, why are you not on the team right now to say these things? And it's just a good, intelligent mind to just lay it down and say, in these situations, these things need to happen. So I really feel like, a lot of people give her praise for the physical abilities, but for the mental abilities as a coach and just as a game planner, I think that's her best asset. So, yeah.
That's her best asset?
Yeah, I used asset right there on purpose. But, 1A, 1B, 1C, I think we can all agree on there. Tiffany in the Raptor League be 1A, B, C, D. So, there it is. Well-deserved. She's not stepping down anytime soon. We might retire, and she'll still be first team.
Plus, we haven't thrown this out there on the first team. She's also another All-Peninsula bar all-star.
Yes, and I believe she's a repeat on the first team also.
Yes.
If I am correct.
And the first female picked in the summer draft.
That is true. I didn't even mention it. Yes, that was a spot-on point right there.
So let's...
And on the championship team, too.
That's true.
Oh.
Yeah. Right there, yeah. You're not us because we lost on some bullshit because of fucking Shaw. We're not.
Next up!
All right.
I'll throw it again. I would throw it.
You're lucky I'm a professional. So let's talk about another newcomer to the list, although not a newcomer to kickball accolades by any stretch of the imagination. Blake Calici, pitcher for the Situation. Naturally, Situation finishing first in the regular season, winning the tournament, but doing it behind the strength of this arm, often, who we didn't see in the regular season, and then I'll admit, always difficult, but this guy will tie you up in knots, and also an amazing offensive talent. Just, I don't know, what can I say? It's...
We only got 3.
F it, it's kind of, I say what I say when I get up to the plate.
Fuck
it, let's see what we can do.
The biggest thing I can say about him, he's the first and only pitcher I've ever heard the pitch come out of his hand towards home plate. That's how hard this guy throws. Movement, bounce, it all gets you jammed up, but I literally think he might be the hardest throwing kickball pitcher there is out there. It is ridiculous how hard he gets that ball across the plate.
I was told going into the season, he's like the one pitcher I should watch if I want to see an impressive pitcher. And the first game of the season Situation, Foot Snipers, it was the Super Bowl, as LaSalle put it. It was an awesome game. I remember watching it thinking, he can pitch fast, but I can put my foot out there. And then we played him, and the effort couldn't have been there because they were just playing chubby gangsters. And I mean, they had a girl pitch like the last 2 or 3 innings, who actually did really well. Side note, but the movement on his ball is crazy too. Like it bounces back and forth.
Late movement.
Yeah, it's not just speed. It is, you're not going to be able to kick this regardless. It is. I didn't understand going into it.
I don't understand what you're doing.
Yeah, I learned the hard way. So Even though I was safe.
Yeah, man. Just man. What can I say?
Moving on.
That's all I got.
Yeah. All right, let's go. A little sibling rivalry on the All Peninsula. We got Courtney Eifert coming on the first team. I'd love to be around the Christmas table because Lord knows I'd be shoving this in my bro's face. I hope she does the same. I would make my little placement card at the table, my All Peninsula picture, if I were her. But then again, she's probably a much better person than I am, and a much better kickball player too, most likely. But Courtney Eifert from the 5 O'Clockers, deserving. I believe she wasn't first team last year, but I know she was up there. My memory serves me correctly.
She was up there.
I'm watching Penny give us the speed up sign over there. We'll go quickly.
Ignore that. We always do.
Well then, she is probably on third base more fearless than I've seen anyone play in that position. She'll catch whatever ball is thrown her way for her first throw, and sit there and wait for cleats to come right at her and get the tag. Really, really fearless on the defensive side of the ball. She's got no worries about going in and tagging somebody out over there on third base. And offensively, super experienced. She's gotten way better at bunting and kicking away. You fear when she comes up to the plate now. She's gotten really, really good on that side of the ball as well. So very well deserving. And I too would talk a lot of trash to my brother if she
I think fearless is an awesome word for her because I've seen
that.
her on the field. I've seen her in jungle gym. She knows that she's going to be good at whatever she does, and she goes balls to the wall the entire time. Offensively, defensively, like you said, she's out in the field. She's going to catch it. She's going to make the throw. She's going to wait for you to mess up because she's going to capitalize.
Anybody that takes a trip to Vegas, comes back, plays kickball, then takes a trip to South Florida, soaks in the sun, comes back, works Shane kickball, and then takes another trip to watch a Cowboys game. There's no effort being done there. It's like I will play kickball when my schedule permits it, and so hell yeah. So just a phenomenal job. It's hard to imagine what it'd be like if kickball was all that Courtney had as a social life. Like if this was her escape from work, she would be top number one, bar none, by an insurmountable amount. But the fact that she just kind of does this as a side item to a lot of other things that she has fun doing, just crazy.
I didn't know she was a Cowboys fan. That changes a lot of what I
She's
said.
not a Cowboys fan. I don't think she's a
Okay.
Cowboys
Yes, she is.
Yeah,
She is?
Yeah, she's a
her.
They're in Dallas right now.
Her and Brittany Travis are pretty much like in a package deal. So Cowboys and whatever.
All right. Nothing. NFL talk.
Yeah.
Let's finish this whole thing off with the guy who's
Because we're on
piercing-
minute 32.
Yeah.
Minute
Piercing blue
33
eyes.
for all of you guys have been watching.
And razor sharp nipples I've had to look at if you log on to
half of the Waka Peninsula is now cut off. They're going to Scott Duncan.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just
Yeah,
wait for the
because-
other segment.
Fucking Scott.
If you haven't heard us say about it, then
I love you, man, but I'm going to say some nice things about you, and then I'll go back to the norm. 3 seasons in the league, 3 first teams,
Yep.
3 different positions.
3 different teams.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
I don't need to say much more than that, except, I don't know, man. I'm trying to find something wrong with you. Just,
kicks bombs,
God.
does splits
Damn
on
it, I'm
first
just
base.
lost in your eyes now.
Those are his nipples.
And it's
Just-
oh.
Just like Jill on the male side of the ball, he is the first person I go to when I think first team All Peninsula. I can't imagine somebody who's going to oust him at his position. I mean, there may be some people that are as competitive, as intense. I don't know about that. He's loud.
Yeah.
He's loud. He's out there. But not only is he great on the field, he is a great dude off the field. I've hung out with him multiple times.
He's
at
a
the
better
bar.
dude off the field. I can admit. But
He Scott Duncan is.
when you chill out and you're off the field, I love you.
yeah.
But sometimes
We're listening to Montel Jordan. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Scott, you can yell at me all you want. Scott Duncan is an awesome guy, awesome kickball player, awesome friend.
Yes, he is a good.
Thank you for playing in
Certainly.
Waka.
Yeah. What more can I echo? Sometimes I try to find reasons to not like Scott. I'm like, oh my god, man! Like this guy's kicking my ass. Like there's times where There's only one time where I got him out and he just misfired on a drive that he should have knocked 500 yards to North Carolina and he missed. But I'm just like always thinking to myself, like, man, like this guy, come on, dude. Like it's a kickball. It's not that big a deal, but we all keep playing it. It is that big a deal.
Yeah.
That's why we play it. Like anybody who says that it's just kickball is crap. Like and this guy will tell you that. Oh, if it's just kickball, then go fuck yourself. Get the fuck out. And then he just makes you pay for it every single time. So
anyone who says it's just kickball is full of shit.
If it's just kickball, no
really
more.
is. This is a poor man. It's a poor man excuse. It's like, oh, Scott Duncan, you're the epitome of like fucking awesome kickball. Yeah, go fuck yourself as kickball. Nah, man, you fucking run this game. You've been running this league as much as I hate to say it. Hey, you tell me to spell. I'm gonna go on a little rant here. Woo! You're a good dude, man. You handle your fucking business. You kick the ball deep. You take fucking names, and you let people know that you take names. You come in to call us out and say, hey, yo, fucking kick the shit out of you, kick the shit out of you. Like, anybody else want to say some shit? And nobody can say some shit. Nobody can. It's like, you're like the king of, like, shit talking, and people that need to, like, you know, beat you have to face you. And until that happens, until we win, we're done. Scott Duncan just handling business in Waka Peninsula for years going strong.
I once bunted, fell down, and got on base against Scott Duncan. That's all.
Scott Duncan fails every once in a while, but overall, Scott Duncan is a Scott Duncan.
Scott Duncan and I rocked the SHIT house in Blink-182 on karaoke, though, and it's all good.
We got the R&B side.
All right, yeah, we got the punk side.
Let's Biz Marquis with Scott Duncan one more time.
Well, Scott Duncan
awesome.
gets around with the karaoke guys in this league.
First team all Barbos as well.
Scott Duncan versus Blake Calikai in a UFC fight. Who you got? I got Scott Duncan.
Oh, shit.
That,
UFC
that,
fight.
that faux hawk
Ooh.
is, I don't know.
Scott Duncan right here. Shouldn't even be a debate.
You guys teammates figure it out on the field while we're playing you.
Yeah, yes.
Tune in next time to find out who the winner of that UFC fight is.
I'd take both on. Not necessarily at the same time.
We
Little
still
arm bar,
we
a
still
little
talking
arm
about
bar.
UFC.
I like how Pena's like, no, just cut the fucking shit. He's like, well, actually, I would take these people on. Like,
All right, Scott, we've jerked you off enough. I know you enjoyed it. I hope you got off, and I hope everyone else at home enjoyed as well. We're going to cap things off a little bit when we get back. If you're still watching this first,
this thing was 40 minutes long. We apologize. See, I know you pay. I know the time.
Get a life, man.
Still say you're welcome.
But, thanks.
Back more with Chris Brown.
Yeah.
If we have more tape.